Do you ever want to just feel happy or even good enough for a start, like you're finally at peace with yourself? Because I'll be real with you, for years, I really didn't. And this is a silent question that most high performing men carry around with them all the time. Because on the outside looking in, I was doing well. I was training, in decent shape, I was hustling, had my own business, I was making money, and people respected me. But behind closed doors, I was carrying this constant ache inside what must have been my soul. I'd wake up and think, when is this all just going to feel like it's good enough? I'm working so hard, I'm getting the achievements at work, I've got my own business, I'm getting new clients in. When's it going to feel like I'm enough, when it's enough? Because I'd go smash a workout and then I'd feel flat again. I'd hit some sort of financial milestone, but then the anxiety would creep back in and I'd get respect from people, but inside I didn't respect myself. And that's the worst situation to be in, where you don't even respect yourself. How can you expect anybody else to like you? And I'm not the only one, because I talk and I work with high performing men all the time, and they'll admit it in private that they just want to feel like they're good enough to their wives, to their kids, to themselves, to their friends. But when they're honest with themselves, they just really don't. And that's the mask of the high performer, because most men, especially high performers, wear masks. At work, you're the guy who's switched on, reliable, knowledgeable and respected. In the gym or at your local sports club, whatever you play, you're the man who trains hard and looks the part. And at home, you're the guy who provides and puts food on the table. But when it's just you and your thoughts, you feel hollow, because all those masks are built for other people, not for yourself. You're keeping up their appearances for everybody else, for your family, for your kids, for your colleagues at work, for your friends. You've built your life off respect, validation and optics, not for yourself and what feels good to you. And here's why: no matter how much you achieve, it just doesn't feel like enough. Which leads me on to my story of breakdown or rock bottom moment, because I know this feeling so well, because I've lived it for such a big chunk of my life. Because there was a point where I had absolutely nothing. I had less than nothing, because I was over 20 grand in debt. I was addicted to drugs, I was committing crime, I was just full of shame, and I told myself, if I can just get more money, then I'll feel good. So guess what? I went out and I got money. Didn't fix it. Then I told myself if I could just lose a bit of weight, get in better shape, then I'll feel proud, feel good enough. So I trained my arse off, I got in shape, and it didn't fix it. Then I thought to myself, if I can just get some respect, get a bit more status, I'll finally start feeling whole and I'll feel good enough. So I worked harder, pushed more, chased approval, still didn't fix it. And that's when I realised something brutal, really brutal, and nobody else will probably have the bollocks to say this, but the problem wasn't what I didn't have, the problem was with who I wasn't being. So the problem wasn't what I didn't have, the problem was who I wasn't being. Because alignment, that's the missing piece. And here's the truth: you don't feel good enough because you're not aligned. Mindset, that's the first M. Movement, that's the second. And then money. When those three things are the foundation of your power, and when you start to get them aligned, you start to feel unbelievable and life feels like it's working for you. But if one leaks, you feel it everywhere, because if your mindset and your mind is restless, your success starts to feel heavy. If your body's soft and out of shape and you've got low testosterone, your present just feels weak. And you can feel it, other people can feel it. And if your money's chaotic, your stress never ends and you're just spinning plates trying to keep up, and you can't patch over misalignment with more achievements. Because alignment is what makes your success actually feel like success. It's what happens when you walk into a room and you feel solid in yourself without needing anybody else's approval. And when you're like that, men automatically respect you and women automatically notice you. And that's why high performers struggle the most, because here's the paradox: the more you achieve, the worse it's going to feel when you're misaligned, because you've ticked all the boxes, you've done what society's told you to do, you've built the career, you've got the money, you've trained, you've played your sport at a high level, you've built your social circle, but deep down you just still don't feel whole, you still don't feel good enough. And that's scarier than failure itself, because what's the point in doing all this to finally feel good enough? You grind your ass off, get all these things you thought would make you happy, and they just don't. Because if success doesn't fix it, then what's going to? That's why so many high performing men spiral out of control. They drink more, they gamble more, they scroll more, they spend more, they sniff more. Not because they're weak, but because they're misaligned. So let me break down the hard truth about happiness that you won't hear anybody else talk about like this. Trust me. Let's be real. Happiness isn't just something that you find. It's something that you build. And it's built through being aligned across the three M's: mindset, movement and money. Because when your mindset's disciplined, Your thoughts empower you instead of draining you and dragging you back. Your mind starts working like your own best friend instead of your own worst enemy. And when your movement's intentional and you train for strength and presence, your testosterone's up, you feel powerful, you get noticed. When your money's controlled and your money's making you make more money, you start feeling free instead of stressed about where you're going to get paid from next. Can I get the pay rise at work? How am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? And that's when you start to feel enough, because you're living as the man that you respect. So I have to ask you about the mirror test, because it's a test that I do with all the new clients that I work with when I take them on board. And here's the test that I give them. Forget the job title, I don't care. Forget your income, I don't care. Forget the watch, I don't care. Forget your car, I don't care. The gym selfies, the respect from your colleagues, from your people down at the golf club or down the pub. Because would you follow a man who lives his life like you? And if the answer's no, then that's why you don't feel good enough. Because you haven't built a life that earns your own respect. You've built it for everybody else, so people will pat you on the back and tell you that you're good enough. Look at how impressive you are. Look at how great you are. And that's the one core aspect of becoming unfuckwithable. And this is why I talk about becoming unfuckwithable in the first place. Not because it sounds cool, even though it does sound cool. You know it sounds cool. But it's because it's the opposite of feeling fragile, hollow and insecure. Because I know all of us at some point in our life has felt fragile, hollow, insecure and just weak. Because unfuckwithable means your mindset's solid, your body's like a weapon and your money works for you, not against you. And your presence demands respect without saying a word. Like I say, when you walk into a room, men should automatically feel like they respect you and women should notice you. That's when you stop chasing happiness and you start radiating it. Let me just say that again. That's when you stop chasing happiness and you start radiating it. This is why I created the alignment blueprint in the first place. It's not another motivational PDF. It's not therapy. It's not another pointless free download. It's a system. A step-by-step guide to realign your mindset, your movement and your money so life starts working for you and you start becoming unfuckwithable. And it's free. What have you got to lose? It's the first step to finally feeling like you're good enough for once in your life. Click the link in the description to this video. The link's there for you to download it for free, or you can comment a line on this video below and I'll send you a copy direct to your inbox. So let me tell you again, do you ever just feel like you want to feel happy, or you just want to feel like, yeah, I'm actually good enough? And take a second to really think about that, because it's a deep question that you probably not really give much time or thought to before. Because here's the hard truth. No amount of success will fix that ache. That new car, that fancy shiny car on finance won't fix it. Getting that promotion at work won't fix it. The validation from everybody else from the promotion and the car and everything else won't fix it. Only becoming aligned will. And when you do get aligned, you don't just feel good enough, you feel unfuckwithable. So click the link in the description. Download the alignment blueprint and I'll see you in the next video. Let's go.